morning. I can get this all set. Okay, I'm Gail Anderson. We talked about managing your household by doing things together, saving up all your laundry and just doing it, maybe twice a week, 3 times a week. Everything that you can combine and do together will help you as a mom to stay current with all the responsibilities you have at home. And that is a lot, isn't it? This week I'm experiencing taking care of my 2 youngest grandchildren. And I tell you what, I am thrown back into that mothering thing like crazy. Trying to keep up with just keeping the house picked up and the meals and everything else. It's pretty funny. So doing things together, your errands, your meals, as well as things like laundry is going to help you to be able to stay on top of things at home. One of the things we talked about with meals is making double and freezing the other half. Like for me, that's bean burgers. When we make bean burgers, I make a double batch and I freeze half of them. Thank you for your hearts. If you like what I'm talking about, I'd love for you to just tap the screen, give me some hearts. Also, if you know somebody who could benefit from mentoring moments for moms, please swipe on the screen and share this with a friend. Okay, so on meal planning, that's the big focus today. If you saw the very beginning of this scope, I had just a page from years ago that I used to use for meal planning. I just can't go with the flow and decide some morning this is what I'm going to have. I am more of a planner, and that helps me to stay going with the flow. So anyway, I won't have what I need. I'm the worst at making extra food. Yeah, well, I'm sure. And there are some meals you can't do that with. But when you can, it is such a benefit. It's absolutely wonderful. If I don't plan my meals, then I wind up not having what I need to make that meal. Plus, now if I want to change the plan, that's great. I allow myself that flexibility. But if I have a plan, then I don't have to think about it. I don't have that threat all day long thinking, what am I going to fix for dinner? So that also helps me to shop less times during the week. Now, because my husband is juicing now at this point, it's a little bit different for us. We definitely have to shop twice a week because we juice twice a week, and he wants fresh veggies for that juice. Good morning, Lisa. Great to see you this morning. So we're talking about meal planning. So what I do is I set up kind of a system, a skeleton that helps me in my planning. And you're going to think this is crazy, but this is what I did during all those busy years when all the kids were at home. I would have a certain number of nights for beef, a certain number of nights for chicken. I would always have a breakfast night. That would mean I would fix some kind of egg meal, a frittata, or pancakes and bacon or sausage with it. Now again, we weren't vegan at that time, but this is how we managed our meals. We also had a night that was totally meatless, so that we had fruits and veggies, rice, pasta, something like that without meat. And that worked out really well for us, having those different things. The Sunday nights were always the fun night. I would make my husband be responsible for that meal. Now, sometimes he would go out and get takeout pizza, but other times he was just putting something together that was really easy. He would make popcorn and serve some other watermelon and fruit and stuff like that. It was a very easy night. And because we ate our lunch a little bit later on Sunday after church, and that was a big lunch, Sunday night could be more of that snacky meal. And it worked out wonderfully. So what's your favorite meal planning tip? If you want to go ahead and write that in while we're talking, that would be great. So I've got these nights set up where I have, either ground beef, or I'm doing chicken, or I'm doing a breakfast meal, or I'm doing just fruits and veggies. Then I took all my recipes and I would have those recipes categorized. Okay, these are the recipes that I like to do during those ground beef nights. I've got sloppy joes, I've got spaghetti with meat, soup 1 time a week. Awesome, Lisa, awesome. Could you please show your paper? Yes. I hope this helps. You will definitely have to screen in on it, and I might even need to put this in a link on our website. I think I'll do that. I'll put this in a link on our website so you guys will be able to do it. So, That would be Kirby Anderson. Anderson is SEN.com/meal planning. That's what we'll do it. Plan in an eat out night. Excellent. Oh my gosh, you can clean the kitchen that night. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I love Friday nights being really easy too, as well as our Sunday nights. So I'm going to start out with just breakfast. Now, believe you me, things changed over the years, but I do have some different breakfasts planned in on this meal planner that I showed you, and we'll give you the link for. But also, I also like to just do things like where one morning I'd have eggs and bacon, the next morning we would have pancakes, and I would just warm up the extra bacon. Those were times when we were going through. Oh, pizza one time a week. Fantastic, because that's always going to be a winner for all the kids. I love doing Mexican too. Okay, so back to breakfast. We would have different breakfasts. We'd have an oatmeal morning, we'd have a cereal morning, then we'd usually have pancakes or eggs and bacon, a bigger meal. But there was just one thing served for everybody. We all ate the same thing, and oh, it made life so much easier. And everybody knew what morning was what. So there weren't lots of complaints. Posting that menu is also very helpful because your kids understand. And when they can read, they say, oop, I better eat a little extra at lunch tonight. We're having something I don't like for dinner. So that's helpful. So on lunches, you know, during the years when my kids were really small and we were really busy, I had little Tupperware containers that had room for a sandwich and then a little side compartment. And there we would put some yogurt, cottage cheese, applesauce, raisins, apple slices, something else. And truth be told, my eldest son was the one who would do that in the mornings. Even though we were homeschooling and going to eat lunch at home, we would prepare those lunches at breakfast. And my oldest son, when the kids were little, was the one who was doing that. So thank you to my eldest son. He was wonderful. Yes, he was just about 7, not quite 7, when my twins were born. When we had 5 at home and 3 under 16 months, it was pretty busy, especially with homeschooling. So lunches were usually made at breakfast. Another hint that helped me was to be able to prepare for the next meal at this meal. So at dinner, I was already thinking about what needed to be set out or ready for breakfast. Every once in a while, I'd even make up pancake batter, but at least I knew in my head what was for breakfast. At breakfast, we were preparing those lunches and having them in the fridge. That way, when it was lunchtime, we could just hand out everybody's little Tupperware container. And yes, we'd have other things besides that, but the main part of the lunch was made. And that was easier, very easy, having it already made. At lunch, I would start doing some of that dinner prep. Could I make up the salad? Or could I go ahead and cook some rice in a rice cooker so that would be ready for something I was making with rice or serving rice on the side? But that helped me a bunch. So we had these 7 nights. We'll get back to the dinners. Different nights for different things. And then on my meal list, I had each meal categorized under those nights. So I go, okay, Monday's a ground beef night. Let's put in hamburgers. Tuesday is an egg night or a breakfast night. Let's put in a frittata and then some kind of muffins. Wednesday is going to be a chicken night. Okay, we're going to have grilled chicken breast and we're going to have salad along with that. So I would plan these things in according to the nights that I was going to have. And you can always switch the nights according to what your schedule is, but at least you have a plan. And when you sit down and look at what you're serving that week, it's going to be easy to make your grocery list, easy to do your shopping, and then you won't get to that day and all of a sudden realize, I don't have what I need to make it. So it really helps doing that. Now this thing that I will have in the link at Kirby Anderson, SEN.com/meal planning, I will put that in there today. This was planning for a month. Most generally, I would plan for only a week at a time, but sometimes I would plan for a month at a time. And that was really helpful to have that done. The only thing about planning for a whole month is that you're going to wind up sometimes getting to that 3rd and 4th week and thinking, oh, this is not at all what I want to fix right now. I have a hankering for this. So it really helps to go ahead and plan. But I'd say 2 weeks is a great time to plan. And if you'll sit down and do this on Saturday or Sunday for your week, It will help you have everything you need. It will help you to be more efficient with your time. And then also, oh, here it is. Instead of lots of meat, we plan meals around quinoa, beans, lentils from the bulk bin. Fantastic. That's kind of what we do on our Mexican nights. We'll throw in rice or quinoa and any kind of beans. And we'll fix those in all sorts of ways, at least now. But it is helpful to plan ahead for those meals, plan ahead for the week, buy for the week, and then also as you're going through your day, make sure that you are looking ahead to the next meal so you get done what you can. Now, over the years, those meals that we liked and meals that we used changed. So that main list that I used of my meat meals, my chicken meals, my this meals, oh, crock pot, excellent freckled coconut, fantastic. And bean soaking, that helps so much to have that stuff done beforehand and think about it. So one meal would be during the week a soup meal or a crock pot meal. Excellent. But if you'll do that ahead of time, make your plans ahead of time, shop ahead of time, then meal planning will be much easier. And there's no problem again with changing those meals, but you can switch around the nights and you already know you have what you need for that meal. So that's my take on meal planning, and I hope you got something out of this today. Remember that tomorrow, did I thaw the meat the night before? Yes. Thank you. Since we don't eat meat now, I'm forgetting that little detail. But yes, I would take that out. Yep, that's why it's nice to look ahead, Brooke, to see what's coming for the next meal, because then you can take out what you need. And then if you've frozen something that was left over from another night, or when you made double for sloppy joes and you ate half and left the other half, you're already thawing it out in the refrigerator or setting it out for a little while in the evening, and you are ready for that meal. Remember that tomorrow at 10:30 Central Standard Time, we'll be taking questions, so I hope you will be on. I hope you have your questions ready, and I'm enjoying connecting with all of you. Thank you for your hearts. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I'm glad that you're also sharing with other people. I'm Gail Anderson. This is Mentoring Moments for Moms. Thank you so much. And again, ladies, mothering is such an adventure. I just want to encourage you to enjoy that adventure. Have a great day. Okay.